Persinger, and I'm with the UAB, Utah Association of the Deaf. All right, I want to start by saying good morning. I'm standing here to express my concerns with HB 325 and all the changes that are going to be happening. I know that there's a lot going on under the offices of DWS, and we have a few concerns that we'd like to state today. We don't want to have there be any procrastination with any sort of services provided and programs offered. Representative Thurston and I spoke last week about the concerns that I had with the department and the law, and he was wonderful to speak with, and he was able to give me a lot of feedback, and I was able to have a good conversation with him. First of all, I just want there to be a way for USOR to be able to correct all the mistakes that have taken place and to meet the concerns that the people have. But as far as quality of service of people involved in the programs.
And I represent the concerns of the deaf community, including the Utah Association for the Deaf and community members in general who have asked me to come and represent their interests.
Thank you.
I'm obviously not deaf, so I don't have a huge dog in every version that we've seen. Missing from that is the administrator who will oversee specifically the programs, and I'm speaking specifically for the services for deaf and hard of hearing, who will advocate for them at a government level, who will make sure that there's follow through on promises that are made. It was in the law previously, there was an administrator, and now that is gone. Every version is gone, and what it's been replaced with is a promise that there won't be any changes, and there won't be any structural changes, but there are. There are structural changes. It's eliminating that level of protection and oversight and basically bumping it up to someone, the director, executive director, or the director of USOR, who will have neither the time, the knowledge, or the inclination to focus specifically on the day-to-day needs of the persons who these programs serve. The entire purpose of this move is broken promises at USOE, and we're saying we're going from USOE did not fulfill the duties, so we're moving it over to Department of Workforce Services, and now we're assured that Workforce Services will. We removed the language that had assurances for oversight and representation and advocacy for the deaf community, but by removing those, we're now being told, Department of Workforce Services, trust us, we'll take care of you. You can't blame the deaf community for having some concerns with it.
All right. Well, we'll allow the sponsor to address that.
My name is Pamela Mauer, and I'm Vice President of the Utah Association of the Deaf. And I'm going to stand for, it's easier for you to see me and for the audience to see me. I just wanted to make it clear, I'm very opposed to this bill and the substitute bill. Stephen had already explained several issues that I wanted to add to. Currently, the structure we have, the divisions of USOR with several subdivisions, departments underneath. I'm very visual, so if you could please watch my hands. So you're now consolidating and assimilating all 5 of those subdivisions into one of DWS. But then the needs of that focus on the certification of interpreters for the deaf and hard of hearing and their communication abilities. It is a very important part of the services with DSH, excuse me. And those are selecting people. It gives the people the authority to work in USOR and me that are people to speak to you. They cannot speak directly to you if you don't want to hear my voice. It is not that pretty. But the point is USOR and DWS know nothing about the needs of the community for the deaf and hard of hearing. They know specifically, and they are going to take that authority away from us. And please drop this bill or withhold it and have a study to make sure we are inclusive in this.
My name is Chris Fossen, and I'm with the Statewide Independent Living Council. Independent living contracts with the State Office of Rehabilitation for their federal and state dollars. And that's one thing that I'm very concerned about is the integrity of the programs of independent living. They do not, the culture is